Now that we've outlined the steps, let's focus on the most crucial phase of any successful project, planning and preparation. Think of this as laying the foundation for a skyscraper. The stronger your base, the more stable and scalable your system will be. Let's break it down into actionable steps. Step 1. Assess the current landscape. Before you can map out where you're going, you need to know where you are. Take a comprehensive look at your organization's data management landscape. Are there data silos? Is metadata being documented consistently? What are the gaps and inefficiencies? This assessment is like diagnosing the problem before prescribing a solution. You can't fix what you don't fully understand. Step 2. Define objectives and goals. Next, set clear, measurable goals for your metadata initiative. Do you want to improve data accessibility, enhance compliance, reduce inefficiencies? Your objectives will act as your North Star, guiding every decision you make. It's like planning a road trip. You need to know your destination before you hit the road. Step 3. Gather necessary resources. Once you have your goals, identify the tools, software, and expertise you'll need to achieve them. This might include platforms for managing metadata, integration tools, or even bringing in external consultants. Think of this step as packing for your journey. You don't want to realize halfway through that you've forgotten something critical. Step 4. Define metadata standards and policies. This is where you create the playbook. Establish consistent standards for how metadata will be created, stored, and maintained. Define roles and responsibilities to ensure accountability and smooth execution. Imagine running a relay race. Everyone needs to know their role and how to pass the baton seamlessly for the team to succeed. Skipping this phase is like building a house without a blueprint. Sure, you might get something functional, but it won't be efficient, scalable, or reliable. Proper planning ensures that your metadata initiative is built to last, aligned with your organization's unique needs and challenges. Here's an example. One organization I worked with started their metadata journey without defining standards. Within months, they faced chaos. Different teams used inconsistent naming conventions, and compliance became a nightmare. Once they revisited the planning phase and set clear guidelines, they turned things around, saving hours of work and avoiding penalties. With your plan in place, it's time to roll up your sleeves and get to work. The next phase is all about data collection and integration, bringing all your data sources together and ensuring they work in harmony. Let's dive in. With your plan in your hands, it's time to move from strategy to execution. In this phase, we focus on gathering all your data sources and integrating them into a unified system. Think of this as assembling the pieces of a puzzle. Each data source is a piece, and integration brings it all together into a clear picture. Step 1. Identify data sources. The first step is to take inventory. Where is your data coming from? This could include databases, cloud storage, APIs, or even external data feeds. Understanding the full scope of your data sources is critical to creating a cohesive system. Think of this step like mapping out all the ingredients you need before cooking a complex dish. You don't want to miss anything important. Step 2. Establish data collection methods. Next, you need to decide how you're going to collect the data. Will you use automated pipelines, ETL, extract, transform, load processes, or maybe data scraping techniques? The goal here is to ensure consistent and reliable data acquisition. It's like setting up a conveyor belt in a factory. Everything flows smoothly, with no bottlenecks or interruptions. Step 3. Integrate data into a central repository. Once your data is collected, the next step is integration. Harmonize data formats, resolve discrepancies, and store everything in a centralized metadata repository. This makes your data accessible and organized for analysis. Think of this as decluttering and organizing your garage. Everything has a place, and you can find what you need without digging through piles. Step 4. Implement active metadata tracking. Finally, set up mechanisms to track metadata actively. Monitor data lineage, usage patterns, and changes over time. This ensures your metadata stays accurate and up to date. It's like using a fitness tracker. It keeps tabs on everything so you can adjust and optimize as needed. Without a solid data collection and integration process, your metadata management system will always be incomplete or inconsistent. This phase ensures that every piece of data is accounted for, organized, and ready to drive insights and decision-making. Here's an example. I worked with an organization that struggled with integrating data from multiple departments. Their sales, marketing, and operations teams all had their own systems. By implementing a centralized repository and harmonizing data formats, they reduced redundancy and improved collaboration almost overnight. Now that your data is collected and integrated, the next step is to make it actionable. In the following phase, we'll focus on metadata enrichment, adding the context and details that make your metadata truly valuable. Let's get into it. Now that your data is collected and integrated into a unified system, it's time to add value. Metadata enrichment is about enhancing your metadata with context, making it more meaningful and actionable. Think of it as turning raw ingredients into a gourmet meal. This is where the magic happens. Step 1. Identify key metadata elements. The first step is identifying the metadata attributes most critical to your organization. This might include data lineage, quality metrics, and usage statistics. These elements serve as the foundation for building a robust metadata ecosystem. Think of it as selecting the main ingredients for your recipe. Without these essentials, the final product just doesn't work. Step 2. Integrate contextual information. Once you've identified the key elements, add context to your metadata. This involves linking metadata to business processes, user roles, and compliance requirements. Context ensures your metadata isn't just data, it's information you can act on. It's like adding spices to a dish. The ingredients are there, but context brings out the flavor and makes it all come together. Step 3. Automate metadata updates. Metadata isn't static, so set up automation tools to keep it updated. This could include triggers for data changes, machine learning for classification, or regular audits. Automation ensures your metadata remains accurate without constant manual intervention. Think of it as setting up a self-cleaning oven. Once it's running, maintenance becomes effortless. Enriching your metadata transforms it from a basic organizational tool into a strategic asset. It enhances usability, fosters better decision-making, and ensures compliance with regulatory standards, all while saving time and effort for your team. One organization I worked with added contextual information to their metadata, linking it to key business processes. The result? Teams could find and use data 30% faster, leading to better collaboration and quicker decision-making. With enriched metadata in place, the next step is putting it to work. In the next phase, we'll talk about how to use enriched metadata to drive insights and streamline workflows. Let's get started. Your metadata is now enriched and packed with valuable context. But here's the big question. How do you use it to drive real results? Metadata utilization is about making your enriched metadata work for you, powering analytics, streamlining processes, and enabling smarter decisions. Let's break it down. Step 1. Integrate metadata into business processes. The first step is embedding metadata into your daily workflows, reporting systems, decision-making processes, and even operational tasks. Metadata becomes the invisible thread that connects everything, ensuring efficiency and accuracy. Think of it like installing a GPS in your car. You're not just driving, you're navigating with precision and purpose. Step 2. Leverage metadata for enhanced analytics. Next, use metadata to supercharge your analytics. With detailed metadata, you can refine queries, improve visualizations, and gain actionable insights that were previously hidden in the noise. It's like upgrading from a paper map to a high-definition, interactive digital one. Suddenly, every detail is clear and actionable. Step 3. Establish continuous feedback loops. Utilization isn't just about using metadata, it's about learning from it. Set up feedback mechanisms to monitor how metadata is used and identify gaps. This allows you to continuously refine and improve your system. It's like maintaining a garden. You plant, nurture, and prune to keep it flourishing. Step 4, promote metadata literacy across teams. Finally, ensure everyone in your organization knows how to access and use metadata effectively, provide training, share best practices, and build a culture where metadata is seen as a critical asset. Think of it as teaching everyone to fish instead of handing them a fish. The more they know, the more they can contribute. Metadata utilization bridges the gap between having data and using it effectively. It empowers teams, enhances collaboration, and ensures every decision is backed by reliable, actionable insights. This is where the value of your metadata truly shines. For example, a healthcare company I worked with integrated metadata into their patient management systems. By doing so, they improved patient outcomes and reduced errors, saving both time and money. The key was making metadata central to their processes. Now that you're actively using metadata, the final step is keeping it running smoothly. In the next phase, we'll talk about monitoring and maintenance, ensuring your metadata stays accurate, relevant, and impactful. Let's dive in. You've set up your metadata management system, enriched it with valuable context, and integrated it into your workflows. But here's the thing. Metadata management isn't a one-time project. It's an ongoing commitment. Monitoring and maintenance ensure your system stays accurate, relevant, and impactful. Let's explore how to keep it running like a well-oiled machine. Okay, here is step 1. Establish monitoring protocols. Start by implementing systems to monitor your metadata continuously. This includes tracking usage patterns, data lineage, and compliance with governance policies. Automated alerts for anomalies can help you act quickly when issues arise. Think of this as having a dashboard for your car. It alerts you to problems before they become costly repairs. Step 2, conduct regular audits. Schedule periodic audits to review metadata entries for completeness and accuracy. Look for inconsistencies, outdated information, and gaps that need filling. This step is like performing a regular health checkup. It ensures your system stays in peak condition and avoids bigger problems down the line. Step 3. Iterate and optimize. Use insights from monitoring and audits to refine your metadata practices. Update your tools, standards, and workflows as needed to align with evolving business goals and technologies. It's like upgrading software on your devices. Regular updates keep things running smoothly and effectively. Step 4. Enhance team training. Ensure your teams are regularly trained on updates, new tools, and best practices. Metadata is only as effective as the people managing and using it. Think of this as coaching for a sports team. Continuous training ensures everyone stays sharp and aligned with the organization's goals. Without regular monitoring and maintenance, your metadata system can quickly become outdated or ineffective, but with a proactive approach, you can ensure it remains a valuable asset that drives decision-making and operational efficiency. One organization I worked with neglected regular audits, leading to outdated metadata and inefficiencies in their workflows. Once they implemented a monitoring system and conducted quarterly reviews, they saw a 25% improvement in data quality and decision-making speed.